Okay, so today I am here with Kimberly Bazant. My first question for you is why have you selected a career in human services?
Well, I believe that most of us have an innate desire or feeling of moral obligation to help people who are in some way hurting or suffering.
Mm-hmm.
I know that I did. Even at a young age, I chose a different career field for myself initially. But as I grew older, my faith and sense of social justice led me to work with the homeless population.
Okay. How is your previous experience applicable to the work you do here?
Well, during college, I worked with the developmentally disabled adults in a work training and residence setting.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it then, but the 4 years that I spent with them laid the groundwork for me in patience and empathy and problem-solving skills.
Okay. Have you had the experience of working with people of a race or sexual orientation different from yours and being able to articulate how culture impacts our work, abuse, neglect, prevention, intervention, etc.?
Actually, I have. I did work with a transgender woman who identified as a man. Now, I had no personal feelings about his gender or sexual preference except how it related to his safety. I did not feel he would be safe in a men's shelter or sleeping area,
Mm-hmm.
because he still had female genitals. And I had to make a very unpopular choice to put him with the woman. It was a very difficult for him and some female residents and for a few staff members who didn't believe in his personal choices.
Yeah. Okay. What do you hope to accomplish as a human service worker?
Oh, good question. I hope to always remember that human services begins with the human. A person who in need. I always want to be able to make a connection with someone first. I mean, just a simple smile, a look into their eyes. To be able to listen first and foremost so that I can truly hear what they are saying and not what they're telling me. I want to walk the path with the resident for the complete time and for the complete task that I'm needed for.
What do you judge to be your major successes or accomplishments in your field work, and how did you achieve these?
Well, making mothers and their children feel safe and at ease in a sheltered home is very important. The first time that a mother and family arrives at a homeless shelter, it's so traumatic for them. So many times they've come from abuse or total financial ruin, and they have no one else to turn to. And it's just so hard. And, you just need to be able to give hope to these mothers and families on that devastating first day or night that they come. And then that could be a major success if it's done with patience and kindness. For me, faith has a great deal to do with accomplishing these things.
Okay. What major disappointments or failures have you had in this field work?
Oh, I've definitely seen those things. Watching a mother return to her abuser with her children is one example. Also having to call the authorities on a mother who abused her baby and watching her child being taken from her. I mean, there's no words, and there's nothing you can do to make those situations right, but it's so difficult to witness those moments.
Yeah. Knowing what you know now, is there something you would do differently in the management of one of those fieldwork cases?
Well, it took me a long time to learn this one thing. In the case of a client, if I have to work harder for their success than they're working on it for themselves, then I'm enabling them. There were times when I so badly wanted somebody to make it that I essentially did the work for them, or I enabled them to keep doing whatever contra behavior they wanted.
That's a really good point. Okay, so lastly, which theories drive your human services practice?
I would have to say very task-centered. I mean,
Yeah.
breaking problems down into small tasks can be accomplished by, the resident. Usually we work with practice and deadlines, and later work toward the goal of a permanent housing solution.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for doing this interview with me. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome.
Okay, well, that's all.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you.